Very good evening to all of you. Sorry for the slight delay because of technical glitch. The today topic is on which we are going to solve the practical problem, charge of GST. You'll find very interesting the various chapter is going to be revised. Very good evening, Sri Ram, Viraj, Pooja, and each and every participant. So, the first question for today, Mr. Rishi, a registered supplier in the GST in the state of Maharashtra. Provide the following information for the month of Jan 2023. Supplied the computers which are purchased from unregistered supplier fine without any consideration to his brother-in-law in Ranchi, and open market value was 62,000. So will it be a supply or not? This is the point which we try to understand from the serial number 1. We all know that as per the schedule 1, see, normally what happened, we can say the particular transaction is a supply if 2 elements are there. What is the 2 elements? One is the in the course of furtherance of business, and second is considerations. If the consideration is not there, then also it can be the supply provided it is covered in the schedule 1. Correct? No? I can say without the consideration, can the transaction be a supply? Answer is yes, if it is covered in the schedule 1. In the schedule 1, there are 4 para. The para number 1, permanent transfer or disposal of business asset where ITC has been taken. Para number 2, supply of goods or services between related person and between distinct person. Para number 3 talking about the principal and agent, and para number 4 is talking about import of service from any person, from a person. Import of service by a person from the related. So we are not going into any of the para, but our discussion is focused on the serial number 2. Now, can you tell me, will the transaction be the supply? We can say that because it is brother-in-law, not related party, brother-in-law, not related party, and hence brother-in-law, not related party, and hence it is not covered in para number 2 of the schedule 1. It is not covered in the para number 2 of schedule 1, and hence it is not the supply by virtue of the para number 2 schedule 1. Now, the one point which I confused. Why so? Because when I refer the question, within the bracket they are saying which are purchased from unregistered supplier. Can anybody tell me what is the relevance of this sentence? What is the relevance of this sentence, or it is given illogically, or there is no relation in this question? आप मुझे बता सकते हैं इस पॉइंट का क्या रिलेशन है इस क्वेश्चन? इस क्वेश्चन में the point which has been given, which are purchased from unregistered supplier, can you tell me what is the relevance of this line? Is it RCM? Why they are saying so? Very important. Sir, very important, believe me. And once you give me the reply, then we will draft our working note. Is it because of RCM? Answer is no. Is it because of RCM? Answer is no. Then why? Then why? It is because of this para. It is because of this para. Meaning thereby, the current example, serial number 1, which talks about that supply of goods or services between related party is a supply that is not come into the picture because the party is not related. But is it sufficient? No, my dear friend, no. You have to also analyze the para number 1. Permanent transfer or disposal of business asset. See, point to be noted. The para 1 is only covered. The para 1 is having the word business asset. It is not the fixed asset. It is not the current asset. Any asset of the business which is permanently transferred to any person. So please note, the para number 1 is not talking about the related party. So our case has to be analyzed in two para number 1 and para number 2. Till now, we have analyzed the para number 2 will not come into the picture, but para number 1 we have to analyze. The permanent transfer or disposal of business asset where ITC has been taken. Now, in this case, if the computer has been purchased from unregistered person, will he charge the GST? Will he charge the GST? No GST. And if there is no GST, the question of ITC will not come, and hence this particular point will not be covered in the para number 1 as well, and therefore it is not a supply. Superb point which is given within the bracket. Is it clear to all? एक और confirm करें so that I can start the working note because it is very nice. मनमोहन, what do you mean by no? आप नो किसके बारे में कह रहे हैं? थोड़ा सा डिले है because your reply and my question, there is a slight delay, so I am unable to understand for which point you are saying no. Fine, URP no GST, sir. Great. So I also find very important within the bracket. See, we all know whatever the things which is given in the question which has some relevance. Every word has some relevance. So please analyze every word because you don't know which word has the relevance and impact on the question. Okay, thank you. So let me write the working note. So first, the value would be nil. There would be no GST, correct? Now, give me the give me 1 minute to write the working note. Because as per para 2 of schedule 1, the supply of goods to related party or related person will be supply even without consideration. As brother-in-law is not a related person, and hence this is not the supply as per para 2. Further, as per para 1, the permanent transfer or disposal of business assets where ITC has been taken is supply without consideration. However, in the given case, the purchase has been made from unregistered person, and hence there is no GST on inward supply, and therefore the question of ITC will not be arise. Considering this, the given case is also not covered in the para number 1 of schedule 1. I hope now you all have the more clarity. Let's move further. Just started watching IDT lecture, so completing previous one along with current class. Very nice. आप कर लोगे pop up. So I think there is no big problem. So because this time I think there is only practical problem classes for this batch. Now let's move further. They are saying supplied a consignment of 10 laptop to Messrs. NK and Company in the state of Maharashtra as per the instruction of third person being ZX Computer of Tamil Nadu. Now please tell me which tax I will charge on 6 lakh rupees. Will it be CGST and SGST? Because supplier is registered in Maharashtra and goods are also going to Maharashtra. Please tell me what is the place of the supply and which tax would be charged in the given case. Waiting for a reply. I'm giving only 1 minute, then I will start the reply. Very nice. Very nice. It is a case of bill to ship to model. And in case of the bill to ship to model, what is the place of supply? The place of principal place of business of the person who is giving the instruction. In other words, I can say the third person ka place of business would be the place of the supply. And because it is in Tamil Nadu, supplier is in Maharashtra, and therefore it is interstate and IGST to be charged. Clear? So working note number 2. What to write in working note? In case of bill to ship to model, the place of supply is the place of business of third person who is giving the instruction for delivery at some other location. As the location of supplier is Maharashtra and place of supply is Tamil Nadu. Within bracket, if you like to write, you can, otherwise you can ignore. As per section 10, subsection 1, clause B of IGST Act. If you like to write, then otherwise you can simply ignore, no importance. Because you may ignore, but you cannot write incorrect. Correct? Fine. Place of the supply is Tamil Nadu and therefore IGST would be charged. Okay. I hope everyone is okay. Okay. So that is very simple. Now they are saying provided stock counting service to Messrs XY impacts registered with GST in the state of Gujarat, whereas the place where the stock counting was carried out was at godown located in Mumbai. What would be the tax? Will it be CGST, SGST, or will it be IGST? Kindly give the answer. Will it be CGST, SGST, or will it be IGST? Supported by your reason. Please give me the reason why you are saying so. So, what is the value? 80,000. It would be CGST, SGST. Why? Because when, so what is the definition of the recipient? What is the definition of the recipient? If service has been rendered to any fixed establishment, then the location of that establishment will be the location of recipient. And in the given case, because the godown is located in Mumbai and hence place of the location of recipient, see, try to understand. See, location of recipient become the Mumbai, and therefore it will be CGST in this system. Please understand one thing. Let me again explain one thing. Kindly participate. Kindly participate. See, if I have to charge CGST or SGST, or I have to say it will be the IGST, it will depend upon which location, which two location. This is the location of supplier, this is the location of recipient, and this is place of supply. I have to see which two location to say that transaction is inter or intra. Please confirm which two location I have to see to determine whether my transaction is an interstate supply or intrastate supply. Give me the answer. if you refer the definition of section 7 or section 8 of IGST, very important point. Again, I'm saying very important point. So please take care. As per section 7 and section 8, we have to see the two location of supplier and place of supply to determine inter or inter. Perfect. In the given question, we are saying that location of recipient would be the location of fixed establishment. Fine. And therefore IGST or therefore C plus S would be charged. Therefore C plus S would be charged. But just now we have understood that we are not giving the importance to the LOR. To determine inter or intra, we have to see the location of supplier and place of the supply. So what would be the place of the supply? So if you simply say that location of the establishment is location of recipient, hence C plus S would be charged. In my view, it is not sufficient, because you are fixing only these two locations. But till the time you will not reach to POS, your answer is incorrect, or answer is not completed. I have correctly analyzed. I do agree that you all have correctly analyzed that the location of establishment will be the location of recipient. Fully agree. Then what? Should I charge C plus S? Answer is no. Answer is no. Then what? Try to understand. So I have decided location of supplier Maharashtra. I have decided location of recipient. Okay. But what would be the place of the supply? Now you have to go to the section 12. Because both supplier and the recipient are in India, you have to go to the section 12. Then you analyze what is the place of supply. Because the given case is not covered in section 12, 3 to subsection 14, 13. My given case, stock counting, is not any specific transaction given in subsection 3 to subsection 13. Therefore, the place of the supply would be decided according to the general principle. And what is the general principle? General principle says place of the supply would be the location of recipient, and hence the place of the supply become Maharashtra. And therefore C plus S would be charged. Is it clear? एक बार कंफर्म करें, is it clear? So whatever I have discussed, I have written in my own language. You can redefine the language as per your own understanding. So I'm just giving the hint Nothing else. I'm just giving the hint, nothing else. How to draft, you also can apply your mind and can frame better in the better language. So renting services to the commercial apartment in Mumbai, 1500 for residential purpose. So this particular supplier has given the commercial apartment on rent, and that is being used for the residential purpose. So it is 30,000. Very simple, because it is a fixed establishment. Location of the property would be the place of the supply. Location of the property would be the place of supply. And therefore, it will be CGST and SGST. So almost same. If you have any counter argument or counterpoint, kindly rediscuss. There is no harm to discuss. If you not agree with my any argument, any reasoning, so feel free to discuss. Because I'm not getting too much reply. Sir, it means the invoice will be raised on the name of the company with CG. Yes. See, one thing I like to tell you. So you have asked very good point. So in the given case, in the last which I was discussing, let me show you once again. So we were discussing stock counting to the Messrs XY Impacts registered in Gujarat. How the bill would be made? The bill would be given to XY Impacts Gujarat. XY Impacts, and his GST number of the Gujarat would be written. No problem. His GST number of the Gujarat would be written. But there is a one more option or one more field wherein I have to write the place of the supply, and here the place of the supply I will write Maharashtra. When I file the GSTR1, I will write the GST number of Gujarat. So by default, place of the supply become Gujarat, but I will make the changes and put Maharashtra. Once I put the Maharashtra, automatically C plus S would be applicable. I hope it is clear. Commercial rent, so renting services, it has been given. So let me write. As the place of supply is location of immovable property. Yes, cannot take the ITC. ITC won't be available, Sriram. Absolutely correct. ITC won't be available in the last case, case number 3, wherein the location of supplier is Maharashtra, place of the supply is Maharashtra, but recipient is to whom I am raising the invoice is Gujarat. It is appearing in 2A, 2B, but the ITC won't be available. It will be in the restricted ITC. It will be in the not eligible ITC, will appear in the 2B. He cannot take the input tax credit as per POS rule. Absolutely correct. So I think this also being answered. Recovery agent provided to the Messrs Apex Finance Limited, NBFC located in Delhi. What is the value? 2 lakh. What is the tax? 000. Why so? Because We all know the recovery agent services provided to the NBFC will be covered in the reverse charge. And therefore, the tax need to be paid by NBFC. Now, please tell me, will it have any impact on the ITC? Please tell me, will it have any impact on the input tax credit? Please tell me, will it have any impact on the input tax credit? This particular transactions, will it have any impact on the input tax credit? Will it have any impact on the input tax credit? Will it have any impact on the input tax credit recovery agent services provided to the Apex Finance? Will it have any impact on the input tax credit of supplier, Mr. DC? क्या इस पर्टिकुलर ट्रांजेक्शन के कारण इसकी कॉमन आईटीसी पर कोई इंपैक्ट होगा बिकॉज ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर ट्रांजेक्शन? क्या इस पर्टिकुलर ट्रांजेक्शन के कारण सप्लायर की आईटीसी पर कोई इंपैक्ट होगा? Yes. It will have the impact. Reason, because as per this particular section, you can ignore the section number. I am just adding the section number for more clarity. Because of 17.3, outward RCM is considered as exempt supply. Therefore, the transaction of recovery agent by supplier will be considered as exempt supply. And therefore, as per 17 subsection 2, read with rule 42-43, he has to reverse common input tax credit. Supplier has to reverse common input tax credit. So therefore, to the extent of rupees 2 lakh, we will apply the formula. Which formula? ITC multiplied by exempt supply divided by total supply. Is it clear? So how much is exempt? We know 2 lakh. But how much is the ITC? How much is the total? We'll calculate. But please remember this point, that the time it is outward RCM, immediately your thinking should start that there is a reversal of common ITC because it is exempt supply. Is it clear? Again, I'm repeating, you are not required to put the question, you are not required to put the section in each and every provision. Wherever it is possible to remember, wherever you know exactly, correctly know, put the reference. Otherwise, ignore that. I'm just giving for the sake of clarity to every student. Fine. Let's move further. advance received during the month for the future intrastate supply. So they have received the advance, but yes, for the future supply. Whether tax need to be paid on every advances or only for the goods or only for services or for both. Whether advance GST need to be paid on the advance for supply of the goods, supply of the services, or for both. So turnover for the previous financial year is 21 lakh. So read this. Wait. Point number E. Point number E says out of the advance received for the further supply, 5 lakh relating to the goods and the balance relating to the services. So it means the total 9 lakh minus the 5 lakh is for goods. It means for the supply of the goods, there is no GST at the time of advance. But for further supply of the service, yes, we need to pay the GST. Absolutely correct. And what is that? It is intrastate supply. So we can say it is CGST and SGST. So you can make the note. Advance received for intrastate supply of services is leviable to GST. However, in case of goods, GST need to be paid at the time of supply and not at the time of advance. So intentionally, I have not added the section number so that you will not confuse too much. If you like to refer, you can refer section 12 subsection 2 for goods and section 12, section 13 subsection 2 for the services. Next part is, so this is clear. So outward supply is completed. Let's read the additional information. He had sent the goods valued rupees 1 lakh to a job worker in the state of Kerala, who further processed the said goods and made the direct supply in January itself from Kerala to a buyer in the state of Maharashtra. So please note here again, there is this, you make it 23. That's it. They are saying the supplier has sent the goods to the job worker. It is not the supply. But further, Kerala party job worker has sold the goods to Maharashtra. We all know that if the job worker is making the further supply, then it will be considered the supply of the principal only. It means it is being considered the supply of Mr. Rishi, who is located in Maharashtra. Where is the customer? The customer is also located in, buyer is also located in Maharashtra. Therefore, CGST and SGST would be charged. How much is the value? 1 lakh rupees. What about other participant? Hardly 3-4 participant are active. सभी को समझ में आ रहा है ना? Whether all are clear or not? सभी को समझ में आ रहा है? So the supply of goods by the job worker premises will be considered the supply of principal, that is Mr. Receipt, as the supplier and recipient is located in Maharashtra and POS is also Maharashtra as the delivery terminate. And therefore, it is intrastate supply and CGST so this is also complete. Correct? Now, he has availed service in an interstate transaction with a taxable value of the 4 lakh and tax ka rate is 18. Transaction was leviable to tax under reverse charge. Payment for the same to the supplier was not made till the current month and it is overdue for 181 days. However, the tax due under the said transaction was paid to the government and credit also availed in the month of transaction itself. Now try to understand. They are saying this transaction is not current transaction, because they are saying currently more than 180 days has been crossed. It means this transaction is 6 months back. So we are not required to add in the RCM liability. We are not required to add in the ITC. Why the question is? Because the question comes, it is more than 180 days, the payment is not made to the supplier. So whether ITC need to be reversed or not. Whether this 72,000 ka ITC need to be reversed or not. Janvi, clear hai? Correct bol rahe, value the supply will not be included. Your point is correct. So my question to all of you, this RCM ITC, which the supplier has paid and also claimed before 181 days. Now, do he need to reverse the ITC? Because he has not made the payment to the supplier. Whether he need to reverse the ITC or not. So one participant is saying need to reverse. Okay. What about others? Since RCM is not included the outward supply, ITC available. The reasoning is incorrect. See, since RCM is not included the output supply, ITC availed need not to be reversed. No, reasoning is not correct. Why not correct? Let me explain you. Answer is correct, no doubt, but the reasoning is not correct. Let me explain you, and the same should be reflected in your answer as a working note. As per this proviso to 16.2, read with rule 37. We all know if the payment is not made to the supplier within 180 days, then ITC need to be reversed along with interest. If you read this provision, it says other than RCM. It means on the reverse charge transaction. It means on the reverse charge transaction, this provision of 180 days, the provision of reversal of ITC would not be applicable, would not come into the picture. So what would be the answer? Here we need to give only the right. Absolutely correct. Right, Namrata and Janvi. Perfect. So all are requested. See, I always request every participant to my student that kindly connect with me on LinkedIn profile. It is a professional network profile. It is a professional networking. So in future, wherever my student goes or whenever you clear your CA, at least I would be also having the knowledge that yes, Janvi, Namrata, Sriram, Pooja, every participant has cleared the CA final, become chartered accountant. So I would also be understand, or I would also be came to know through LinkedIn profile. So if you have the LinkedIn, kindly connect. It is not the marketing at all, because I am not teaching CA inter, CA final other than board of study. I am never teaching CA inter, CA final other than board of studies. So there is no marketing, but I like to connect with my every student so that at least when they grow in the life, I would be able to came to know. That's it. 100% you can write. 100% you can write. No doubt about that. So this point is also clear. Now, out of the 15 invoices as per above, 12 invoices involving IGST was uploaded by the supplier in their GSTR1. All the invoices are eligible for claiming as ITC. My simply LinkedIn profile, my profile is very simple, CA Arun Chajwal. My surname is so uncommon, so you will easily find. No problem at all. Okay. Thank you, Namrata. So they are saying 12 invoices involving IGST 95,000 were uploaded in the GSTR1. And now let me come to the inward supply first. So we can import computer goods, imported computer accessories from the Korea, and the goods landed in the Mumbai port and the reach in the registered premises on 31st Jan 2023. So what is the value? The value is 5 lakh. What we will assume that This 5 lakh is basically assessable value. It means freight, insurance, everything is being included. Custom and social welfare cess, everything is being included, and we will calculate the tax on this. So you can simply say that we have assumed that imported computer accessory from Korea is inclusive of BCD, cess, etc. in rupees 5 lakhs. Question page is not visible. Oh my God. So sorry. Sorry. Availed GTA service from Messrs Speed Tran of Kolkata with regard to the transport of traded goods where the rate of the CGST, SGST is this much. Amount is rupees 1 lakh. So we can simply say the GTA services from GTS services from Speed Transport, Calcutta. So you can, if you like to write the working note, you can write, otherwise you can simply ignore because it is a very simple. So because this party is in Calcutta, because this supplier is in Calcutta, and the recipient is in Maharashtra, therefore IGST would be charged. And in case of the RCM, IGST would be 5%. So what to write? If you like to write the working note, you can. So as the GTA service provider is located in Kolkata and POS as per section 12 subsection 8A of IGST Act is Maharashtra, and therefore IGST need to be paid under RCM. Now, what is the third? Apart from the above, received 15 invoices involving IGST of rupees 1 lakh during the current month. Now, 15 invoices of forward charge on which ITC is 1 lakh. On which ITC is 1 lakh or value is 1 lakh? IGST is 1 lakh. And what is the working note? Additional note is saying that out of the 15, only 12 are appearing 95,000 uploaded by the supplier, and the rest are not uploaded. Now you tell me, can we claim the ITC of entire 1 lakh or 95 or something additionally we can also claim? मेरा क्वेश्चन क्या आपसे, इस पर्टिकुलर केस में जहां पे 15 इनवॉइसेस में 12 इनवॉइसेस R1 में अपलोड हुई है, कैन वी क्लेम द टोटल ITC ऑफ 1 lakh? कैन वी क्लेम ओनली 95,000 or we have to add 95 plus some more percentage? This is my question to all of you. कितना ITC मिलेगा? Absolutely correct. You can claim only 95,000. Why 95,000? As it is being uploaded by the supplier in the GSTR1 by the due date. And the same is appearing in GSTR2B as only 12 invoices worth of IGST 95,000 is uploaded, and this much of ITC can be claimed. ठीक है? Very nice. So fully agree, Sriram and Namrata. So now rate we have find, that is also clear. That is also clear. All the amount are exclusive of the GST. That is also clear. Then SSC want to take the cash payment of. So SSC want to make the cash payment of GST under SGST as far as possible. Okay, we will discuss. Can we claim ITC as per 2A? No. No, Namrata. From 1/1/2022, the rule 36(4) has been substituted, having the reference of the GSTR2B. After 1st January 2022, you cannot claim the ITC as per GSTR2A. You have to claim only as per 2B. So the question is completed. Anything is pending? Yes. One part is pending. What is the part? Reversal of ITC. Why the reversal of ITC would come? Because we know that there is a one ITC which is exempt supply. Total ITC. Now there is one important point which you need to understand. So the total outward supply, see what is the formula? Any doubt? ITC multiplied by exempt supply divided by total supply. What is the ITC? ITC is 1,90,000. What is the exempt supply? 2 lakh. What is the total supply? Now there is one doubt. What is the doubt? The doubt is, should it be 14,10,000 or should it be 14,10,000 or should it be 19,10,000? Why 19,10,000? The 5 lakh is of advance for supply of goods. Any point which you like to say? Can anybody like to say any point? See, the doubt is, so there is clarity. What is the total ITC? 1,90,000. What is the exempt supply? 2 lakhs. Sir, how 2 lakh would arise? So remember na, so this one. Point number 5. Outward recovery agent services. Okay. So the recovery agent services, you can see we are talking about this point. So in my view, so any point which you like to share? Any point which you like to share? So there may be the different point, but I can say because the advance for supply of the goods is not covered or not considered as per time of supply provisions. So to the extent of 5 lakh, the time of supply is not triggered. To the extent of 5 lakh, the time of supply is not triggered. So therefore, it should not be considered as in the total turnover. So my view would be you have to calculate by considering 1 lakh, 14 lakh 10,000. Any counter argument you can say, but yes, there is a doubt. There may be the doubt. I do not disagree. There is a doubt in the market. So I'm clarifying with my working note. Now, this working note you need to refer. And understand also as explained in working note number 5, we need to reverse common ITC as per the formula total ITC multiplied by exempt divided by total supply. In the given case, the advance for supply of goods is not considered as in the total supply, not considered in the total supply because of section 12 subsection 2 of CGST Act, and therefore the total supply is only rupees 14 lakh 10,000. So I hope it is clear to all. What is the net ITC? This much is the net ITC. Sriram fully agree. So you mean to say it should be 19 lakh 10,000 according to you, is it? Sriram, kindly confirm that you mean to say that 19 lakh 10,000, is it? So I am sharing two views that you might you find available. You find both the views in the different experts. My view is that because the time of supply for the advance, because the supply of the goods and for which I am receiving the advance is not the provision says that only no tax is payable on advance for supply. See, the no tax, see, they are only saying that it is not the time. See, what is the time? See, when we need to pay the GST, it is because of time of supply. Correct. नहीं श्रीराम, मैं आपको क्या बोल रहा हूँ कि if I will not include 5 lakh, it will be the 14 lakh 10,000. If I will include, it will 19 lakh 10,000. My only argument or my only supportive argument that the time of supply for the goods is being triggered only at the time of supply, not at the time of advance. Hence, we will consider the time of supply. Hence, we will consider the total supply as 14,10,000. See, I of the view that see the transaction has to be supply as per section 7. Correct. And as per section 7, when I need to pay the GST, we will apply section 12 or 13 or 14 of the CGST Act. This much would be the value on which I need to pay the GST. This much is the value on which I need to pay the GST. And because the advance is not considered for goods, is not considered as per the time of supply provision, so it will not be included in the value. But yes, if you like to go with this also, kindly give the reason. Kindly give the reason that yes, it is only the tax has been deferred, but it will be added in the value. So I hope it is clear. It is a confusing point. It is a confusing point. So I have given my both the view. So let's say I'm going by Sri Ram, suppose, then the reversal would be the 19,895 and total 1,70,000. 104 is the ITC. Now, please tell me that how much is the tax liability? How much is the tax liability of SGST need to be paid in cash? So you will take 1,08,000 completely and 54,900 same, and the balance amount for SGST. Why I am doing so? Because in the question it says, that he like to pay the cash liability for SGST. No problem. So correct. Add RCM liability. What is the RCM liability? Should I add the import of the goods? Answer is no. In my view, you can write either assumptions. In my view, you can write either assumptions. Either you go by 1410 or you go by 1910. So IGST is not be required to be paid at the time of filing of the GST R3B on import of the goods. When we are importing the goods at the time of custom clearance, we need to pay the custom duty, social welfare cess, and also IGST. And therefore, I have not added in the liability to be paid in cash the liability of import of the goods. This IGST has already been discharged, so I have not added. How much he has to pay? So the tax liability, which is balance after the ITC and the RCM I have added, and this much of the amount he need to pay in cash. Is it any doubt? So we can move to the next question. Fine. So, any question? So Mr. Yes is doing the business in the Kerala, commenced his business in the month of April and provided the following further informations. What is the information? His intrastate supply for the first quarter were April to June 100 lakhs. So the first quarter ka turnover kitna 100 lakhs. The 25% is the exempt supply. 25% is the exempt supply. So it means out of 100, I can say that taxable is 75 and exempt is 25. Now let's say he has opted for the composition in scheme from 1st April 2022. You are required to compute the tax payable if he is a manufacturer and if he is a trader. Sriram, my view is 100% yes, 100% yes. That you can go by 1410 by giving the reason which I have discussed. You can go by 1910 by giving the reason which I have discussed. That you can say that is only the, as you also correctly told, that only the tax has been shifted to the supply time, but because it will be amount is received, so it will be added in the value. Okay. So very simple and very small question. If he has taken the composition and he is a manufacturer, what is the tax liability? If he is a trader, what is the tax liability? It is a very simple question. Please quickly calculate and tell me. Correct. So in the composition scheme, we all know the manufacturer has to pay the taxes on all the supplies at the rate of 1%. So in that case, he has to pay the taxes on 100 lakhs, 0.50% CGST and 0.50% SGST. If he is a trader, he has to pay the tax only on the taxable turnover, not on the exempted. Therefore, he has to pay the GST on 75 lakhs, 0.5% CGST, 0.5% SGST. So this would be the for the manufacturer, and tax liability to the composition dealer if he is a trader. That's it. What to explain in the working note? You can simply say so that is only one working note which will come, and that's it. It is a very small question. Correct. Absolutely correct. So it is a very simple question. I hope it is clear. So fine. Now let's take a break of 15 minutes. And then we'll proceed to the balance question. अभी 15 मिनट का break लेते हैं. 15 minutes. We will resume at 7:40. We will resume at 7:40 p.m. So once again, back for the next question after the break. A to Z, a proprietorship firm registered in the GST, is engaged in the various services. Amount collected for loading, unloading, packing and warehousing of the potato chips. Fees paid for yoga camp conducted by the Charitable Trust registered under Section 12AA of the Income Tax Act for the employees of the firms. Interest received on the fixed deposit with Apna Bank by the firm. Recovery agent services provided to ABC Finance Limited, NBFC located in Delhi, rupees 1 lakh. Security services provided to the XYZ Limited, a registered person under the GST. Receipt from running the education institute, including residential dwelling services by the institution to the student. Total 35 lakhs. Supply, including cost of the fuel for renting of the motor vehicle services to NPS Limited. Determine the GST liability of A to Z with necessary explanation. Rate of the taxes for both in and out, inward and outward supply is 9% CGST, 9% SGST, except for renting of the motor vehicle, which CGST and SGST 2.5% is applicable. All supplies are interested, so at least we can say there is no IGST. What we need to calculate? The GST liability. Fine, it's very simple question, not too much tough. So kindly participate. So calculation of GST liability. Amount collected for the loading, unloading charges, packing charges, warehousing charges, the potato chips. What do you like to say? Is it exempted or is it taxable? Quickly tell me whether it is exempted or taxable. So this 15,000 is the supplies made availed by the ticket. Is it taxable or exempted? The answer is it is taxable. Why it is taxable? Go to the working note number 1. Absolutely correct. amount collected for the loading, unloading, packing, warehousing of the potato chips is a taxable supply, as potato chips is not the agriculture produce. Correct. So it is not taxable. So we can say it is not exempted. It is taxable. It is not agriculture produce. It is taxable, and the rate of 9% would be applicable. Absolutely. Fees paid for yoga camp conducted by the charitable trust registered under section 12AA of the Income Tax Act for the employees of the firms. Will it be taxable or exempted along with reason? Give me the reason also. If you feel that it is exempted, why? If you feel that it is taxable, why? Right. It is. So the reason are that if any charitable trust who is registered under section 12AA and they are conducting or in a yoga activity, then it would be exempted. See, registered under where? Under section 12AA of Income Tax Act. Registered where? And if you refer the exemption notification 12/2017, wherein it is clearly written that it should be registered under the 12AA of Income Tax Act. And one more thing, I like to tell one more thing, Sriram, if some transaction is exempted and there is no condition regarding the registration or registered person, in that case, even if it is being provided by the unregistered person or even if it is provided by the registered person, the service itself would be exempted always. It is not that if the registered, let's say I'm an education institute, okay, I am registered in the GST, I am providing the education services. So do I need to pay the GST? Answer is no, because education service given by the education institute is exempted. So therefore, there is no question of tax in this case. Is it okay? Or any counter argument? Kindly share. Is it okay? If you have any counter argument, please discuss. Is it okay? Let's move. Interest received on the fixed deposit with Apna Bank by the firm is again exempted. Correct. Why exempted? Very simple. The interest on long-term loan, deposit, etc., insofar consideration represent the interest and discount is exempted in the GST. Even though paid, even through no GST or interest, is still exempted, Namrata. Still exempted. ठीक है. So now next is professional services provided to the foreign diplomatic mission located in India. Professional services provided to the foreign diplomatic mission located in India. You will not find any exemption. So I am not writing any. Simply, I can say that yes, it is exempt. It is not exempted. It is taxable. Recovery agent services provided to the ABC Finance Limited NBFC located in Delhi. Just now we have done. No problem. अभी हमने किया था. Quickly you can write. Recovery agent service is covered in the RCM, hence the recipient ABC Finance Limited NBFC will pay the tax under reverse charge. Further, you can write that yes, it is considered as exempt supply if the question asked for. We'll see the question, and the same sentence which we have written over there also will copy paste same. The sentence number 5. However, this is exempt supply as per 17 subsection 3. So even though there is no requirement of calculation of ITC, let's say, but still you should write something that it is an exempt supply which is require the common ITC reverse. Sir, in case of the interest, what is the consideration to treat it as a supply? Interest, na? See, so I am giving the money to the bank. Money is not the supply of the goods, not the supplier service. Okay. Now the bank is making the payment in the form of interest. So that interest is a consideration because I am giving something on which bank is giving something. So the interest is a supply to me. It is an inward supply for the bank and it is an outward supply for me. But interest is considered as exempted supply. So if I'm giving the long-term loan or deposit, insofar consideration represent the interest or discount. Let's say I'm receiving the interest. Let's say I'm receiving the discount. Then it is okay. Let's say I'm receiving the commission. Then it is not exempted. So if the consideration is in the form of either interest or discount, then it will be exempted by serial number 27 of exemption notification 12/2017 central tax rate. Service by is exempted, but Janvi, if you refer that the professional services given to foreign diplomatic, it is not by foreign diplomatic mission. So please underline this too. Sriram and Janvi, kindly confirm, is it clear? So I can proceed further. Is it okay? Sriram and Janvi, kindly confirm so that I can proceed further. Fine. So now very interesting thing that security services provided to the XYZ Limited, registered person under GST. Same. Why? If security services provided to registered person in the GST, then it is covered under RCM. So the recipient has to pay the tax. Further, this is exempt supply and you need to reverse your common ITC. I'm just for the sake of simplicity or for the sake of clarity, I'm writing. If you want, you can ignore that part also. Sir, the definition of the goods does not include money, then how the deposit made in the bank be considered as a supply? I'm coming to that point. See. Suppose one particular item is not supplied. Correct. Neither supply the goods nor supply the service, or neither goods nor money. Like you have given the example of money. But if let's say A has given the money to the bank. Is it a supply? So can we say that, A has deposited the money with the bank. Is it a supply? Answer is no, because it is neither goods nor services. But now on which the bank is giving the interest to A. One thing make it clear. One thing make it clear that it is not the concept of composite supply. See, why you might confused, probably, which I can understand, that because of the concept of composite supply. Certain participant might be treating that because underlying item is not goods, not services, so ancillary will also not goods, not services. It is not the case. Why so? Because that part which we have discussed is composite, and composite is two or more taxable supplies. Here, money is a supply. Money is a taxable supply. No. So how you are combining both and arriving at the conclusion of the composite supply? No, that is not correct. You can also take one more example. Let's say I'm giving the securities. I'm giving the securities, or I'm purchasing the security, or I'm selling the security with Motilal Oswal or with Zerodha. We all know that we can we have the demat account. We are keeping the demat account with the Zerodha. Let's say Zerodha is charging some amount. Then will it be a supply? Answer is yes. So read the definition of the services, and in the services they have given in the explanation. And in the definition also. So one part is covered in the definition and one part is covered in the explanation. So for money, converting the money from one form currency denomination to the another form currency denomination, or use of the money for which consideration is being charged, it is a service. Therefore, interest is a service. And in the explanation, it says that for facilitation or that buying or selling the securities, if there is some consideration is being charged, it is a service. So let me conclude that money and security per se is not a goods, not a services. But if you are doing any transaction in money and security for which there is another consideration, either is being paid or is being received, it is a supply. Whether it is a taxable supply or exempted supplies, you all know that you have to refer the respective notification. I hope to a certain extent I explained you. I hope it is clear. If not, we can discuss, but at a later stage. Let's move to the question. So, security services provided to the XYZ Limited, it is covered under RCM. If the security service is provided to a registered person, then it is forward charge. See, if you refer the RCM notification, it talks about if the recipient is registered person. If the recipient is not registered, let's say unregistered person, then the liability is shifted to the supplier. If supplier is registered, then he has to pay the tax under forward charge. Namrata, clear? Clear na? So what is the value? 35 lakh. So here there are two parts. The receipt by the education institute for residential dwelling, 18,20,000 to the student, and also for the educations, providing the education service. Now, as per the exemption notification, the service provided by the education institute is an exempt, and also the residential dwelling given for the purpose of residence and other than registered person, because these are the students. The residential dwelling has been given to the student. So the property is residential dwelling given for the purpose of residence, and recipient is unregistered person. Recipient is unregistered person. Service itself is exempted. So the entire service would be exempted. Accordingly, you can write the working note, I hope. Not see, whereas in that case, you have to thorough read the exemption. The chapter exemption, you have to thoroughly read. Because if you are not sure that the service is exempted or not, it will create the problem. Because big question will always have one element or one line item which is exempted. So जितने भी तरह के exemptions हैं, भले वो सेक्टर वाइज कर लो या फिर नोटिफिकेशन के सीरियल नंबर के अकॉर्डिंग कर लो, कैसे भी कर लो, बट यू हैव टू कंप्लीट ऑल द exemptions thoroughly. आपको याद होना चाहिए, then only it will be triggered in the exam. ठीक है? Supply including cost of the fuel for the provision of the renting of the motor vehicle services to the NPS Limited. Now there is one problem. So like last question which I talked about, you may have the two options. Here also I can say there can be the two options, alternative 1 and alternative 2. Alternative 1 and alternative 2. Why so? Because they are saying cost of the fuel is included, but they are not saying that this renting of the motor vehicle is for the passenger or for goods vehicle. If it is goods vehicle, it will be the forward charge. If it is passenger vehicle, it will be the RCM because the recipient is body corporate. You cannot directly say that it is covered under RCM because the thing renting of the motor vehicle designed to carry the passenger. If you refer the notification, madam, this notification is 9 subsection 3 beta. Never write the section if you are not clear or if you are not 100% sure. So these notification is 9 subsection 3. In the 9.4 only one categories, real estate sector are there. So this particular transaction is covered in the 9.3 notification 13 serial number 15. which talks about designed to carry the passenger. But whether it is being clarified, it is designed to carry the passenger? No, sir. It is not clarified, and hence you have to take the assumption. The first assumption that it is designed to carry the passenger. It is designed to carry the passenger and hence covered under RCM. So again, you can write the working note. So I'll not now I will not dictate the working note. We have discussed accordingly. You can write. Suppose if you are assuming that it is designed to carry the goods. Then it is forward charge. But rate of the taxes is 2.5 now. 2.5% now. It is saying that 2.5, 2.5. So what is the total taxable supplies? Sriram, is it clear that there may be some question in which you have to make the assumption and then solve? Probably some question may have the two alternative. Either you can solve with both alternative or you can solve with one alternative by giving the assumptions. So taxable supplies, total tax liability, I can say total tax liability. Okay. If I will say designed to carry the passenger, and if I will say designed to carry the goods, then it will be probably they have not given any information for the ITC, so we can conclude the question here only at this stage. Now please confirm, is it clear, so that I can move to the next question. And if time permit, at the end, I will definitely like to discuss certain quick round of the question answer of this charge of the GST. So shall I move to the next question? Shall I move to the next question? Fine. Set of GST with the different GST rate, how to calculate? So there is no. So for offsetting the GST liability, section 49 does not talk about you have to offset according to the rate wise. No, Viraj. You have to make the total calculate. You have to calculate the total liability. You have to calculate the total ITC. Then the provision which we have discussed in the 49 subsection 5, read with 49 subsection 49 capital A, section 49 capital B, rule 88A, circular 98. All these things we have discussed in the first class. I have given certain examples, certain practical case study in which there was the offsetting also. So accordingly, you have to calculate. Now the question number 4. Priya Infra Limited, the registered supplier under GST in the state of Kerala, is engaged in the construction business. It provides the following information. Fine. Again, I will try to discuss the provision and also explain. If time not permit, I will skip the working note. But I will explain every provision. Transferred one load of the tiles to the branch in Kochi, Kerala, from its head office at Trivandrum, Kerala. So both are under the same GST registration. Now, if you are transferring the goods between distinct person, then as per the schedule 1, para 2, it is a supply. What is the distinct person? What is the distinct person? The distinct person means one pen multiple GST and as per 25 subsection 4. What is the distinct person? The distinct person means the person who is having one permanent account number but multiple GST number. In this case, they are saying both place are under same. So they are not the distinct person. They are not the distinct person. And hence this movement would not be the supply. Sorry. Not a supply. Absolutely correct. Correct. So I will make the simple working note. So what was the value? 7,50,000. So next point is provided pure labor services of the construction of single commercial. I'm doing. Is it okay now? Is it okay now? नम्रता अभी ठीक है ना जो so it is pure labor services, that is okay, but if it is single residential unit, then it would be exempted. It would be exempted. If it is a commercial unit, it would not be exempted. It is being rendered to the Bangalore, Karnataka, so it is different states, so it will be IGST. Fine. Next is supply the marbles in the territorial water to the classic builders LLP. The said territorial water is located at the distance of 11 nautical miles from the baseline of the state of Kerala and 12 nautical miles from the baseline of Tamil Nadu. What is the provision? The place of supply shall be deemed to be the place which is nearest coastal miles from the baseline. If the supply has been given in the territorial water, then the supply would be considered in which state or in which UT, which is nearest from the baseline. So it is 11 nautical mile from the Kerala and 12 nautical mile from the Tamil Nadu. Then it is near to Kerala, so it will be the supply of Kerala, and therefore CGST and SGST would be charged. Currently, I am writing the working note in very short. So, but you can again elaborate the same. Any question till now? CGST and SGST. Perfect. Now let's move to the next point. Receipt of advance for future supply of the goods and services, 70% is related to service. So we can say 7 lakh total advance and 0.70 is services. So I can say location of Kerala, customer is Kerala. So it will be the interest, correct? Therefore, GST is to be paid on 70 So computer used for the business purpose was given free of cost to unrelated person in Kerala. Computer was purchased 2 years back at cost of rupees 58, including GST. Having the WDV of rupees itna as on date. Open market value 55,000, no ITC taken on the computer. Now, because so this becomes the similar question which we have discussed in the question number 1. Similar point, computer has been given to the brother-in-law, not related person, and computer is being purchased from the unregistered party. So no ITC. In the same pattern, computer has been given to the unrelated. So no question because free of cost. So as per para 2 of the schedule 1, If the recipient is not a related person and not a distinct person, then it is not the supplier. Further, as per para 1, the permanent transfer or disposal of any business asset will attract the ITC, will attract the ITC or will attract the tax liability only when ITC has been taken. So in the given case, this has also been clarified that no ITC has been taken. So you can simply, I can say, what is the value? So no value. Okay. So the working note, you can again, in my view, you can take off same of question number 1. So correct. This word should be excluding GST. So that you are correct, Sriram, you are correct. But again, we can ignore this. Correct. There may be the typo error or something, and there may be error. Correct. But yes, it cannot be. Obviously, it cannot be. Next point is now outward is completed. So let's move to the inward. Availed the service of an arbitral tribunal in Trivandrum, Kerala to settle a case relating to the RERA Act. What you would like to say? Is there any tax liability? Is there any tax liability? So we will calculate the ITC slightly. Computation of total value 7 lakh. What is the CGST? What is the SGST? Kerala and Kerala both are same. So we have to calculate the liability as well as we have to take the ITC. Okay. Purchase construction material registered in the state of Andhra Pradesh 15 lakh. So we can take the ITC. Let's see the working note. E-invoice portal shows the Bahu still GST number has been enabled for E-invoice. However, the supplier did not issue the E-invoice with the IRN, but the same is reflected in 2A or let's say in 2B. What do you say? Can we take the ITC or not? Can we take the ITC or not? We have also discussed this point in the ITC chapter also. If the e-invoicing is applicable and not generated the e-invoice, then this is not the valid document, valid invoice as per the rule 48.5. And if we refer the 16 subsection 2, they are saying for taking the ITC, you should have the invoice. And if the invoice is not generated through e-invoice, it is not a valid invoice, and hence you cannot take the input tax credit. Okay, so we cannot take the ITC. Hence, invoice is not considered as valid invoice. Therefore, ITC cannot be taken as all the condition of section 16 subsection 2 has to be satisfied. क्या बात है विराज, बहुत एक्टिव आज. रेगुलर नहीं रहते आप, ट्राई टू बी द रेगुलर यार, तभी तो मजा आएगा पढ़ने में और मुझे पढ़ाने में. So purchase the truck. Purchase the truck from a dealer in the Cochin, Kerala for the transportation of material. So truck, we normally can take the input tax credit because it is not blocked. Let's see the working note, if any. All the amount given in the region, CGST, SGST, previous financial year 1 lakh. Correct. The company claimed the depreciation on the new truck purchase, including all applicable taxes. So as per the below information, all the amount given above are exclusive of tax. All the information given above would be exclusive of tax because we have the assumption has been given in the question itself. So we will consider that it is exclusive of tax. ठीक है श्रीराम. तो अभी क्या हुआ, नया ट्रक परचेस किया, सो आईटीसी ब्लॉक नहीं है, so there is no blockage of ITC, but the problem is depreciation has been claimed including GST. So very nice, क्या बात है नम्रता, very nice. So purchase of truck for transportation of goods is not blocked as per section 17.5. However, the ITC the depreciation has been claimed on the total value including GST. Therefore, the ITC is not available as per section 16 subsection 3 of CGST Act. So 16 subsection 3 says that you can claim the ITC if the depreciation has been claimed on the taxable portion. If the depreciation has been claimed on the total portion, then obviously the double benefit would not be given. So at one side you are taking the ITC for the taxes, and at another side you are taking the depreciation also, including taxes. So it is a double benefit which is not available. No problem, Viraj. No problem. Okay. Great. तो आपने अभी पेपर दिया क्या? चलो यार, all the best. Can you please repeat arbitral tribunal point? Sorry, sure, I will repeat at the end. Since depreciation claim ITC has been blocked, see again, Sriram, or every participant, I would always request, please do not use the section number till the time you are not sure. This is blockage is not because of 17.5, but it is because of some other provision of the GST. But if I read the language that ITC has been blocked in 17.5, so I can say that the reference of the section is incorrect, because the reference is given in the, or the blockage is because of 16 subsection 3 of CGST Act. I hope it is clear ना. मैं क्या कहना चाहता हूँ, I hope it is clear to everyone. So this point you should remember. ठीक है. So fine. एक बार मैं explain कर ही देता हूँ पहले. What is the arbitral tribunal? See, if you refer the RCM chapter, in the RCM chapter, it says that service provided by the arbitral tribunal or court to the registered person. Services provided by the arbitral tribunal to the registered person, it is covered under RCM. Now, this entity is a registered person and has taken the service of the arbitral tribunal. Then this transaction of inward supply would fall under RCM. So in the bottom, I have taken the ITC and also at the same time, I have created the liability. Is it clear, Namrata? Kindly confirm. ठीक है, क्लियर है ना? एक बार कंफर्म करना. Now, company has paid rupees 6 lakh as remuneration to the independent director. So can I say the remuneration to the independent director is not covered under RCM? Give your thought. It is an independent director, point to be noted. It is not the dependent director. It is not the independent director. It is an independent director. Fall under reverse charge. GST CBIC has issued one circular number 140. We have clarified that independent director, as per the Companies Act, he cannot be the employee of the company. So whatever amount is being paid to the independent director, by whatever name, it is immaterial. There is no employer-employee relationship. It will fall under reverse charge. It will always fall under reverse charge. Correct? So the total value is 6 lakh. And obviously we will assume that same state. There is no doubt. So now our ITC part is completed. Let's make the total ITC. So what is the total tax liability before and after? Will so T numbers. So now it's over to you. I'm giving you 5 minutes. I'm giving you 5 minutes. So we have calculated the liability on gross tax liability, liability under reverse charge, and computation of ITC. Kindly calculate and tell me that how much amount to be paid in cash. कितना amount cash में pay करना पड़ेगा? Please calculate and tell me how much amount I have to pay in cash. For your ease, what I have did that I have put all the amount in front of you at one place. कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया ना यहाँ पे? Is it same? Is it same? Maybe. So independent director under RCM, ITC would be taken, and arbitral tribunal, ITC would be taken. Construction, E-invoice नहीं था, new truck, no IT. Correct. So this is the position. Please tell me under which head I have to pay in cash. मैं 5 मिनट आपको दे रहा हूं. While claiming RCM, is it necessary to pay RCM in cash? हाँ, it is necessary ना. So you can claim only when you have paid the amount in cash, and that is the reason the liability of RCM will always be paid in cash. So give me 1 minute only. So last 15-20 minutes, we will do the quick revision of this chapter. I will randomly ask any question, and for which you have to give the reply. How much amount we need to pay in cash for which head? Last 2 minutes. Last 2 minutes. कितना अमाउंट कौन से हेड में कैश में पे करना पड़ेगा? वाह, बट IGST की विराज IGST की लाइबिलिटी इज ओनली 2,70,000. Why you are giving so much of the big amount? Fine. So let me calculate. This would always be paid in cash. ये तो हमेशा कैश में जाएगा ही ना. Fine. Now, so you have the liability of 98,000, 98,100 and 270. So first, the total ITC 1717. Out of 17, 98,100 would be given to C, 98,100 to be given to S, and the balance amount would be given to I. So cross utilization. It means this liability to be paid in cash other than RCM and then RCM liability. So it means this is the final answer. Is it clear? Great, yeah. 2-3 participant has given the answer. Very nice. Thank you so much. So by this, my today class with respect to the case study is completed. The balance 15 minutes, I will ask certain question, random question, and you have to give me the answer. So kindly make yourself available and quick in the reply. Technical team, so kindly make me in center. अब स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं रहेगी तो आप मुझे सेंटर में कर दीजिए. स्टार्ट करूं मैं क्वेश्चन. फाइन. What is the highest tax rate in the GST? What is the highest tax rate in the GST? What can be the highest tax rate in the GST? Sorry, what could be the highest tax rate in the GST? So you have to give me the answer. विराज 10 मिनट देना, मैं लास्ट में ना एक बार डिस्कस करके जाऊंगा आपके साथ ऑफसेटिंग ऑफ द जीएसटी लाइबिलिटी. मुझे 10 मिनट देना, मैं एक बार ये कंप्लीट कर लूं, क्विक राउंड ऑफ द क्वेश्चन आंसर, एंड देन definitely I will discuss with you offsetting. Highest tax rate can be 20% CGST, 20% SGST, to total 40%. Currently it is 28%. I do agree, but I have asked the question, what could be the maximum tax rate? If you refer the 9 subsection 1 of the CGST Act, which talks about that not exceeding 20%. Great. As per 15 subsection 2, we have to add some amount in the value. We have to include the value of the supply, certain more component. Can you give me any one name or any one transaction which has to be added in the value? As per section 15 subsection 2, the value of the supply would include 5 more things, clause A to clause E. Can you please give me only one transaction which has to be added in the value as per 15 subsection 2? Thank you so much. I have received the answer. Interest on late payment, absolutely correct. Tax other than GST, absolutely correct. Subsidy, but we have to also tell subsidy given by other than government. Yes, amount payable by the supplier which has been paid by the recipient and that has not been included in the value. So the total 4 transaction has been clarified. One more transaction is there. That 15 subsection 2 clause B, if some amount has been taken like incidental charges, packing, loading, unloading, etc., that has to be added in the value. Thank you so much. Whether reverse charge is an output tax. Whether reverse charge is an output tax, answer is yes or no. Correct. Your answer is right that reverse charge is not the output tax, and because it is not the output tax, therefore we cannot use the ITC for making the payment of tax liability under reverse charge. Next question, can you please tell me the upper limit of aggregate turnover for opting the composition scheme? Can you please tell me the upper limit of aggregate turnover for opting the composition scheme? What is the upper limit for composition scheme? Now your answer should, for special category state, it is 75 lakhs. And for other than special category state, it is 1.5 CR. You should also mention that there are 2 categories of the composition scheme. One is 10 subsection 1, which is permissible for manufacturer, trader, and restaurant, for which the limit is 75 lakh for the special category state, and other than special category state, it is 1.5 crore. You should also mention that as per section 10 subsection 2A, for those person who is not eligible for 10.1 and going for 10.2A, it is a special scheme wherein the upper limit is 50 lakh and the rate of the taxes is 6%. Listen my question carefully and give the answer. Please tell me the situation wherein the liability to pay the tax is on other than supplier, other than recipient. क्या आप मुझे कोई ऐसा सिचुएशन, ऐसा ट्रांजेक्शन बता सकते हो जिसमें टैक्स पे करने की लाइबिलिटी is neither on the supplier nor on the recipient, it is on third party, it is on some other person? क्या मुझे आप कोई ऐसा सिचुएशन बता सकते हो? Can you please tell me any situation in which the liability to pay the tax is neither on the recipient nor on the supplier, it is on some other person? क्या बात है, very nice. Give me the example. Give me the example. Because in all such cases, Janvi and Namrata, in all such cases, your answer would not be correct. In all cases, your answer would not be correct. As per 9 subsection 5 of CGST Act, if the service has been rendered through e-commerce operator, notified category, 9 subsection 5, Janvi. Then in that case, on the notified category, the services, the mediator, who is an e-commerce operator, has to pay the tax. The example, there are only 4 categories of the transaction: Ola, Uber, transportation of person. Second, Oyo rooms, hotel accommodation. Third, carpenting, plumbing, like Urban Club, Urban Company. Fourth, restaurant, like Zomato, Swiggy. I have not explained all the aspect, just giving you the gist, summary. You can read the 9 subsection 5 and the notification to have the more clarity on this question. What do you think? Means I am not clear about your question. Not clear about your question. So Sriram, you were saying that in case of the job work, yes, I do agree. But as per section 143, that if the goods are not coming back within the time period, so for input it is 1 year, for capital goods it is 3 years, which can be further extended by 1 more year or 2 more years. If the same is not coming, then the principal, he will treat the same as supply. So it will be the liability on the principal, that is supplier only. So my question was the tax to be paid neither by the supplier nor by the recipient. Therefore, job worker would not be the correct answer, because job work will never pay the tax. For the goods supplied by the principal. Now, Viraj, you have asked that kindly explain me the offsetting of the liability. Sure, I will explain. So normally, whenever I'm explaining, I will always say that please make the chart in this form. So first, IGST, CGST, SGST. What is the liability? 98,100, sorry, 2,70,000. 98,100, 98,100. What is the ITC of IGST? ITC of CGST? ITC of SGST? There is no ITC of IGST. There is a 1,17,000 for CGST. There is the same amount for SGST. Whereas, are you there, na? So, thus, there is no IGST. So, matter closed. Now, the I need 270. C need 98,100. S need 98,100. There is an ITC of CGST 1,17,000. To whom it will be given? As per section 49, subsection 5, C will give first to C. How much amount you require? 98,100. Balance amount can be given to I. Balance amount can be given to I. Same S will give to the S. S ka ITC will be used first to the S ka tax liability. Balance 117 minus 98,100. It will be given to I. So now what is the liability of I? 270. What is the ITC of I? Nothing. C 18,900, S 18,900. So this 2,32,000 has to be paid in cash other than RCM. And we know the RCM liability will always be discharged in cash. Correct, na? So the RCM liability will always be discharged in cash. So CGST 170, SGST 170. So the total liability to be paid in cash. So that was my answer. Now you can check the answer. 2,32,200, 1,17,000 and 1,17,000. Is it clear? Is it clear, Viraj? Kindly confirm. Namrata, syllabus is good, yeah. Nothing. So in my mind, I do not have the syllabus of inter or final, something like. But GST is very interesting. Frankly speaking, if you thorough the concept, if you are thorough about the concept now, so then you will be able to easily interlink. बहुत बढ़िया. Very nice, Namrata. You have given the entire provisions. So Viraj, I hope it is clear. Viraj, kindly confirm, is it clear? Fine. So the next class would be on Wednesday and Sunday. Now there is 2 more classes. The next class, I have shifted the class of Monday to the Sunday. So what would be the classes? Next class would be on Wednesday and then last class would be on Sunday. This would be the balance 2 class on the practical case study. The 2 chapters are very detailed. The first is ITC and the second is charge of GST. So that in the 3 days, we have completed these 2 chapters only. I have taken 2 days on ITC chapter and I have taken 1 day on this particular charge of the GST. Now the balance 2 days, I will take the mixed questions from the multiple chapters. Let's say I have taken 1 question on the place of supply. I have taken 1 question on the refund chapter. I have taken 1 question or 2 questions from the invoice accounts and reports. There may be the combination of the practical and theory, everything. So by 2 more classes, we will be able to complete our entire practical case study session. So this is from my side. Anything you like to say, kindly tell me. And as requested, please connect with me on the social media network, that is only LinkedIn. Why? The purpose is so that I can connect with my every student and able to understand whenever you grow in your future, whenever you clear your exam, तो at least मैं मिठाई भी मांग सकता हूँ आपसे. Correct? अगर आप दिल्ली में हैं तो. I am from Delhi. So anything else? Otherwise, we will conclude our class. So wait for 2 more minutes. If you have any question, you can ask the question, any doubt, any point, anything which you like to say. Yeah. Sir, not sure, Sriram, but as per the instruction received to me, so I have to take the balance 2 more classes and on the balance topics. Try to join the class. I will also explain the concept. I think that classes might be, those classes will not be there this time. So fine. Thank you very much. Good night to all of you. And technical team, sir, kindly wind up the session. Close the